good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whatever time of day you're choosing to watch this, thank you for being here. I'm Jacob Avillion. I am joined, as always, of course, by this very handsome young man to my right, Brayden McClellan. Brayden,
thank you.
How you
Happy
doing?
to be here. I'm doing great. Couple weeks into the new job, I feel like I'm starting to hit the good part of the routine where I kind of am able to manage everything I'm trying to do a little bit better in terms of time wise. I've been putting in some good time on making some videos, which is nice.
I've been seeing you putting in work.
I think if I don't, there's a chance that's the Spider-Man video I've teased a couple times could be coming out this month. Okay. It is going to be a long fucking video. I've been working on it for months. I remember writing the script like during Christmas time. So it's been like 6 months of working on this video, really. But I found a good rhythm, and I think it could be coming out this month. At the very least, it is coming out next month at the latest.
Good deal.
Because the year I'm on now for the video in terms of talking about Spider-Man is 2011. So we're not, we're getting pretty close. But yeah, that's it for that. And that's pretty much it in terms of check-in. I haven't really been doing much else besides just working on videos.
All right. I mean, you grinded. You're on top of it, making money. And then also, you're going to hit that 2,000 subs, no problem, this year.
We're sitting at, let me double check, 649.
649. It's over. You're going to hit it with like no issues whatsoever.
New Pokemon video will be dropping on Saturday, the next in the series, which always helps.
Bang.
Those always bang. Those always help with the numbers. So, I honestly think 700 by next pod.
Hey, yeah, that's realistic.
If history repeats itself with these Pokemon videos.
Y'all gonna have to forgive me. I just woke up from an unintentional nap. Yeah.
Before I forget, sorry, just girl boss affirmation, just so I don't forget. I've been described as a tough and noisy woman, a prize fighter, a man hater, you name it. But whatever I am, and this ought to be made very clear, I'm a very serious woman. Bella Savitsky Abzug.
She's a very serious woman.
Very serious woman. I feel like this is one of the lesser quotes. Not that it's bad or like I'm like ew, but
yeah, it's not maybe not as substantive as some of the other ones we've read.
Yeah, this one's more. This one's like just about her.
Yeah, this is a little more specific, which is fine.
Yeah,
she herself.
Live your truth, girl boss.
Yeah, girl boss. So, do you think?
Well, we've read some bangers that it's like you could take the quote and kind of apply it to you. Not really with that
neutral. One. Yeah, neutrally applicable. But
no, go off, girl.
Let her do her thing. Absolutely.
But what you been up to, Jakob?
I have also been working. I've been consuming some post-draft content. It's been a couple weeks since we've been here. We could not find a time last week to get this done. Is what it is.
I remember everything that pushed it around, but it got pushed around more than once.
Oh, it was like, okay, we're gonna do Monday because I couldn't do Tuesday, and then it's like, okay, well actually we can't do Monday, so it's okay, we're gonna do Friday. Oh well, I can't do Friday. Okay, well then we can't do it this week. Like
we'll just drop the week. We were gonna have a special guest.
Yes, we were. Unfortunately,
I even bought a headphone jack splitter so we could both have headphones in. So we, but unfortunately, nothing.
Sorry about that.
So I can make it up to us right now by having a usual guest.
A
reoccurring guest.
You gotta bring him out. There he is. There he is. In all his glory.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready.
Crisp, nice, concise, powerful.
This is a normal size can. I am actually 7'3".
Ginormous.
Built.
Yes. That is not a Dr. Pepper Benny. That is a regular ass can.
That's a normal size can.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Cut to Yuval. Actually, it's not. It just is like based on this in the room where I'm actually able to extrapolate that. Not only is he not 7'3", he's actually 5'6".
Marvelous.
Yeah, but anyways, back to you.
I don't have a ton to report. Been hanging out with my girlfriend a lot, which is pretty cool or whatever.
Oh yeah, we get it.
Well, she watches these
rubbing
videos,
it in.
So, we went on a booze cruise on Friday. She met my dad. She also tried Raising Cane's for the first time because the booze cruise was in Clearwater.
And I know you explained why it's not crazy in Florida, but
yeah,
crazy.
No, it is crazy to think somebody might have had canes before, but I've been there. But I was wondering because we were in Clearwater, I was like, I wonder how close it is to the pier, and it was literally just on the way home. We drove past it on our way from my apartment to the pier, so we went to Cane's on the way back, and so that was really nice. And then went to my mom's on Sunday, bought her some flowers because shout out my mom, shout out moms everywhere. Happy belated Mother's Day.
Oh yeah.
So
I had some handmade crafts.
Oh hell yeah.
Some painted stuff.
Oh hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Big Michael's Mother's Day.
I fucks with Michael's.
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh yeah, big fan, big fan. But not a whole lot else to report until we get to what we've been on, because I do have a lot to report in that.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, okay, that would fit more of what we've been on.
Right, I'm gonna avoid talking about a lot of things until I get there, because I'm doing some binging, and yeah, I've got a lot to say. But moving on, we wanted to talk about today. Getting into the meat and potatoes of things here.
Sure.
Just about every season, there is at least one team that goes from worst to first, and I don't see why
in their division specifically.
In their division, yes, but I don't see why it would be any different this year, given that honestly, all 8 of them, like objectively, got a lot better. Not that all of them are realistically capable of like dethroning their top, the top dog in the division, but like somebody's gonna do it. In fact, multiple somebodies could absolutely do it, and I don't know that any of these teams should be favored, but
I'm gonna guess that 2 do it.
I'm gonna for sure at least one. I'd be shocked if it was
there's one that I'm like,
2.
This one I feel strongly about, and then like the other one, like I don't actually know who it's gonna be. I'm just gonna guess that 2 do it.
I think I do have a guess. At this point, I think I do have one. Let's go through the list here. I have the list. Let me pull it up.
I got it too.
Wonderful. So
for the AFC, we got New England finished last. Mm-hmm. The Bengals finished last in their division with a winning record. Mm-hmm. Titans finished last. Chargers finished last. And then for the NFC, Commanders finished last. Bears finished last. Panthers finished last. And the Cardinals finished last.
Now, of those 8, if you had to pick a most likely,
there's one staring. One staring at me.
One staring at you. There's one kind of staring at me too, and the hurdle for all of these is are they better than the top dog? I think there's a pretty realistic path for one team for me in particular, where I'm thinking like this is it. Like I'm gonna predict this to happen.
And one could go worse to first because their own improvements. Plus, like there's always one team that we think is going to be good
somewhere. Like,
that one team gets hurt, one team just like the additions that we thought they added actually didn't. They're not clicking. Whatever. Mm-hmm. So many things could go wrong with a team. So many things can surprisingly go right with a team. But this is a quarterback league. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna. This team, they improved their offensive line, which we've said for more than one offseason that they've done it. But I think multiple off seasons of improving your offensive line maybe is what it takes. And I'm just going to be praying to God that their quarterback stays healthy, which has been the big issue here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, where my
got the same team.
I've said I'm not being a Cowboys fan this season. I said I was going to be this team's fan this season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals as the one I feel most confidently at.
We did not have the same team.
Yeah, I figured we didn't. Well, I figured we did for a second because I figured you knew what I was talking about.
Cincinnati probably would be the most obvious one just because we've seen them do it. And, like, Baltimore definitely got worse. Not that they're going to be bad. I think Baltimore's going to be really good. But Baltimore...
Yeah, they lose...
lost, like, half
one
their
of,
coaching
if not
staff,
the best coordinator.
half their starters, especially defensively. Like, they lost a lot. And then... Yeah, and Cincinnati got better. I firmly believe the pass protection is going to be a lot better this year. I don't know how much of a beat they're going to miss offensively without Brian Callahan. He wasn't the play caller, but he was involved in the play calling. So we'll see. I have faith in the regime there to be able to go on without him. But it would look really good for me if they crumbled without Brian Callahan, because that would mean Brian Callahan's really good. So... but the obvious one for
he could be really good without them crumbling.
Sure, yeah, that's the perfect scenario, right? Like, the one that sticks out to me here, and this is a tough one because
I think I know what team you're talking about now.
Okay,
and I really want to say them, but there's a team in there that makes it really tough to say them.
At, and it's
but
a team
I don't hate you.
It's a team that you and I have been very positive about for months now. It's the Arizona Cardinals, and
yes, I believe they make playoffs.
I would be shocked if they didn't. I'm going to say right now, if this team misses the postseason, I am going to be flabbergasted. Assuming like reasonable health, like obviously everybody's going to have injuries, but assuming they're like most of their key starters are intact, like
especially especially Kyler.
If they just have average injury luck, like if Kyler stays healthy and Marvin Harrison Jr. is healthy, and like. I think they're going to be more
Trey
than okay.
McBride, fantasy weapon.
Trey McBride, yes, sir. Tip Ryman as well. He's a little raw as a receiver, but I have a lot of faith in him long term. There's a couple here that stick out to me that I don't think are really capable. Number one would be the Chargers. There's just no way this team's better than Kansas City. No chance.
I think that they can start the build towards being better, or at least. But year one of Harbaugh, Chiefs are a monster. It's just tough.
They're going to have an identity. They're going to look very different this year, and they're going to know what they are. And I firmly believe that it's going to be a step into the direction where they want to be. But this team does not have the firepower. I'm sorry. You got a camp battle between Ladd McConkey and DJ Chark for wide receiver one. I love Ladd McConkey as a prospect. This is not inspiring fear in any defensive coordinator. This is not.
We'll make predictions about preseason predictions for playoffs and all that, but I probably am gonna have the Chargers making the playoffs.
I think they very well could. I don't know that I'll have them there, but
AFC's tough.
The NFC too. Honestly, this year there's like 25
NFC got better.
Where you're looking at like, shit. I don't know. It's like it's hard to keep them out, and it's like, well, you have to keep somebody out, and I mean, and then the other one that sticks out to me is probably not going to happen would be New England, just because they're a year away. Like there is too much newness there. Too many. There's gonna be too many young wide receivers. There's gonna be too many offensive linemen playing.
I think Dolphins. Pretty good. I think Bills, they still have Josh Allen.
I think they reloaded. I don't think Buffalo necessarily got worse this offseason. I think if they did, it wasn't.
I think with how Stephon played that second half of the year, it's kind of hard to say like that's as big a loss as people are making it out to be.
And they did. Yeah. They drafted Keon Coleman. They signed Curtis Samuel, which Samuel's not like incredible. And I was not the biggest Keon Coleman guy, but it's not like they did nothing at receiver to replace Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
Like, no, there's guys in that room.
And I like the Jets.
I
don't know if I'm going to have them making playoffs. It's going to be tough in the AFC, but I could see it.
Assuming Aaron Rodgers comes back and is Aaron Rodgers, it's going to be hard to keep them out. I don't know.
And they improved their weaknesses of O-line and wide receiver.
Offensive line got
besides Garrett Wilson. I think O-line, they attacked a decent bit. With Tyron Smith and then getting Fashanu behind him. Mike Williams, can you be healthy for a year?
Please.
Because if he's healthy for a year, that definitely wildly changes things. Well,
yeah,
wildly might be strong, but it definitely it's a definite floor raiser.
Yeah. Another unlikely one to me is the Washington Commanders. I don't necessarily. I don't have any faith in the coaching staff. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Like Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury is not moving me. Neither is Jaden Daniels. I mean, if I'm being perfectly honest, I like Jaden Daniels. I did not like him more than Drake May. I think that is the kind of mistake that could get a regime fired ultimately, because I do think Drake May is going to be a better player in the NFL. And
I agree long term, but I don't know about week 1.
This season, Jaden's probably going to look better because May does not really have the supporting cast around it right now. I will say Jaden's supporting cast is definitely better, but. And I do not think Jaden Daniels would have survived New England. I'm being 100% honest here. Jaden Daniels would have gotten killed. We've at least seen Drake May struggle with lack of help. We've seen him in that environment. Jaden Daniels just had 2 first-round picks at wide receiver that he was thrown to, and also had 2 first-round tackles blocking for him. We're going to see those guys go next season or within the next 2 years.
I've heard a lot about him.
So. To say he had help would be an understatement. Not that he didn't play well, but
yeah, he played great.
He certainly, had plenty to work with. The most interesting one to me here, probably, might just be Carolina, because of.
I was thinking because it's weakest. So there's the path is you see it more.
Yes,
with how
worst team in the
is.
league last year, but they did everything right this offseason. They have the easiest path, and honestly, Atlanta, as great as a free agency that Atlanta had, we'd be lying if we said Atlanta did everything to capitalize on this position because, well, they just took Michael Penix 8th overall. And that doesn't automatically mean everything else they did was for naught. They are clearly the best team in this division, and they should be the favorite by leaps and bounds. But would it...
Leaps and bounds is strong. I mean, I still kind of like the Bucs a bit. I think they improved their offensive line.
I think losing Dave Canales is huge. Every quarterback gets worse when they lose Dave Canales. I do not think...
That's a good point. We'll see.
We're going to see much more of a... I think the Baker Mayfield we see this year is much closer to Cleveland Baker Mayfield than Tampa Baker Mayfield. Not that he's going to be bad, but he's not going to be...
Which year, Cleveland?
That's a good question. I think all-encompassing. If you took every Cleveland
we're not getting
season
Panthers Baker Mayfield?
I don't think we're getting Panthers Baker. I don't know. Maybe we'll get fucking second half Rams Baker. I don't know, but I don't think I have a hard time thinking he's going to get better this year after losing.
I'll probably have the Panthers finish 3rd in their division.
I think that's fair.
But yeah, I won't be jaw dropped if they were one of the team. If they're one of the teams that are able to go from worst to first.
The Bears.
That's the most interesting.
I really
like them.
I really want to say yes, but Detroit is so damn good.
Detroit,
Green Bay was the youngest team in the league and still won a playoff game. It's hard to imagine they're not going to get better. I don't know where you fit them in, and that's the thing is it's always a process talking about it early in the season. Like, how the hell is Arizona going to dethrone San Francisco? We don't know. Yeah, nobody knows, but it's fun.
Probably involves an injury, unfortunately.
And I can't believe this is the last team I got to. Tennessee. Tennessee's here.
I figured you were saving them for last.
Well,
but quickly for the Bears, because we've mentioned the other 2 teams. I also like Minnesota. I think they got better defensively.
I like Minnesota as well. It's such. I think the NFC North might be this year's AFC North, except the AFC North hasn't gone anywhere either.
Yeah, but I'm gonna because I think their quarterback play will be better just year round, just because of Kirk's injury last year. Really,
yeah.
And I know we got signs that Kevin O'Connell is great at what he does, but even that can only last for so long. But you give him Sam Darnold and JJ, and we'll see what happens.
I'm not convinced JJ's getting this job out the gate. I don't buy into I've heard some people say if JJ McCarthy doesn't win the job, that says a lot more about McCarthy than it does about Sam Darnold. I think that's a little disrespectful.
Disagree.
I think
we like the darn.
We are very quick to forget that Sam Darnold is. I'm not gonna say he's been great when he's played, but he's certainly been there's a reason he keeps getting opportunities, right? And it's not just because he was drafted high. No, this guy
he's bounced around from the worst situations in the league. Like he
The
went from the
league
Jets to
likes
the
this
Panthers.
guy for a reason. Like, let's
He
be
got
honest.
to be a backup in San Francisco.
Yeah. Looked good when he had to play, too. We're being honest.
It's hard not to look good there.
Yeah. Sure, but, he looked
He's going to Kevin O'Connell. I think that'll just be the case there, too.
He's
throwing
a
to
perfect
Justin
fit
Jefferson.
for that offense. I think he's going to look great.
TJ Hawkinson, Jordan Addison.
If he plays, it's going to work. And I think if JJ plays, it's going to work. I don't feel too different about Minnesota, regardless of who starts there, which I guess is both good and bad. I don't know. But in terms of, ranking that division, it's impossible. Because who do you put it fourth? But for Tennessee, I didn't mean to leave them last. It just kind of fell that way. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think I can, in good conscience, pick Tennessee to win the division. I don't even know that I'll pick them to finish second. I will say I can pretty confidently tell you Jacksonville is going to be fourth. I feel very strongly that Tennessee is not going to be the worst team in the division this year. They just got way too much better. You can't just upgrade at every facet. And meanwhile, Jacksonville just overpays for middling free agents. And then, Trent Baalke's got to go. I can't believe they're still holding on after bad draft class after bad draft class after throwing money at a mediocre free agent. I don't understand why he's still there. He's still the same guy he was in San Francisco. He still stinks. And he's got to go. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I love Indy, and I think them not adding much in free agency besides re-signing their own players says a lot about what they feel organizationally about Anthony Richardson and how much better they believe they're going to be with having Richardson rather than Gardner Minshew. And I can't say I disagree. I really in good conscience, Shane Steichen coaching Anthony Richardson for an entire season. He's got Adonai Mitchell now too,
and at least Anthony Richardson has been a part of the team for a year now with that same coach. So
he knows the playbook. At the very least, even if he hasn't gotten the reps, which is what he really needed, he has the playbook down. He
looked good when he was playing. I know maybe a little more run heavy than other people would like.
He wasn't perfect, but he looked good. I liked him a lot.
I think it's gonna be a battle between them and Houston.
I'm not entirely sure I disagree, but I'm also not. I'm trying hard to not be biased about this. I want to be as just as objective as possible without.
Yeah.
About regards to Tennessee, I know I have a tendency to be realistically optimistic, where I'm I will always choose the most realistic but high-end projection, typically, for the Titans. That's how I've done it in years past. And weirdly enough, I don't feel as inclined to do that, even though if there ever was a year for me to do it, it should be this year, because you bring in Calvin Ridley, Lloyd Cushenberry, J.C. Latham, L'Jarius Sneed, Cheeto Awuzie, all these guys.
So now J.C. Latham's a positive.
Hey man, he's an Andre Dillard. When you've had Andre Dillard and Dennis Daly and Jalen Duncan playing left tackle.
Careful
for
what you say.
Years.
You've jinxed Titans tackles before.
J.C. Latham will be better than those guys. I'm not telling you he's going to be a star. I can't even tell you he's going to be a quality starter.
Haven't you said this before about a guy? He can't be worse than this
I said
guy.
this about Dillard. Look, man, there's just no... With Bill Callahan coaching him, he was Bill Callahan's favorite player in the entire draft. There's no fucking way he's as bad as Andre Dillard and Dennis Daly and Jalen Duncan. It's not possible.
Well, he has to be receptive to the coaching, so we'll see what he's got in him.
Well... I think so. They had they were supposed to have a 30-minute meeting before the draft that ended up being a 2-hour-long meeting. So they clearly have a good thing going on.
No, I bet it's great.
Yeah, I think, and if you saw you see the video of JC with the sled.
No, I don't think so.
It's the sled's called Big Bertha. It's a 380-pound sled that Bill Callahan invented that you have to go at it with a certain technique or else it won't move. There's a video of this, and Bill Callahan is just smiling at him the entire time. He's a proud father, which is crazy because his son is coaching the team, but that's really how he looks.
J.C. Latham, Pro Bowl rookie year. You heard it here first.
Rookie offensive linemen usually aren't too great, but also Peter Skoronski has put on 10, 15 pounds of muscle if you look at him. Play strength was his biggest issue, and he has certainly gotten stronger.
Mozzie Smith has also put on a good bit of weight.
as he should. He's a nose tackle. He's supposed to be fat.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Keep feeding him. But Pete's been eating good, and he's been lifting. It looks like he looks good. So that's exciting to see. That left side should be ferocious, especially with Lloyd Cushenberry. So that like center to left, like if we just run left every game, I'm excited. And
Tony Pollard.
No, please, Tajay, run Tajay, please. I'm begging you. It's gonna be a pretty it's gonna be like a 55-45 split, I think. But I really hope Tajay is the 55. I really hope.
You think they paid Tony Pollard to be the 45?
I don't know that there's going to be
top running back money.
They didn't pay him top running back money. He got $8 million.
I think so. There's like the outliers of Christian McCaffrey, but I think you technically might have paid him top running back money just by default of what running back is.
Because they organizationally they believe in Tajay. They believe in Tajay quite a lot. So
yeah, as an RB2.
No, it's gonna be a pretty even split between the two. It's not gonna be swing. It's not gonna swing wildly either way. It's gonna be because they both do the same things for the most part. They can both.
Do you think it starts leaning one way and then ends the season leaning the other?
I think it's gonna be riding the hot hand for the most part because they're so stylistically similar. It's like okay, who's got it right now? Just feed that guy. Like like if because like Tajay, you'll see as he gets more carried. Like Tajay will start breaking off like a 15. Like a 20, like he'll like break 3 tackles. Like if he's starting to do that, just keep feeding him. You know what I mean? And then
do you like having two stylistically similar running backs, or would you like the Lightning and Thunder?
Generally, I prefer a Lightning and Thunder, and I was resistant to having. That's why I was so confused at first about the pod signing. I'm like, he's just Tajay Spears. It's the same fucking guy. For the generally, they're a little bit different, but then somebody else brought up the idea of like. You're not tipping your hand to the defense with whichever running back you have on the field. Because if you've got Thunder on the field, they know you're just picking up the short yardage. Like that's it. If it's like 3rd and 1 and you've got like, the 5'8", 220-pound guy in the damn well that's the bowling ball. Like you're just getting that 1 yard. You're not tipping your hand if it's Pollard and Spears. No matter who's on the field, no matter what the alignment is. They
well rested, but no hand tipping. That's pretty
right, and you're keeping both legs fresh. And without telling the defense what you're going to do in any given play. So that was the criticism with the Titans, how they used Derrick Henry for years, was always, when you take Henry off the field, it's a passing down. You can't say that about Tennessee anymore. So, excuse me. So that's exciting.
I mean, Rico Dowdle better than both.
That's real. That's real. That's unfathomably real. But
I bet he could have a good season.
I bet he could too. I wouldn't put it past him. But looking at I find it hard to believe Will Levis won't get better. Just you have objectively better offensive line, objectively way better wide receiver core at this point. Nick Westbrook-Akine is finally the wide receiver 5, which is where he always should have been. Traylon Burks is the backup at virtually every wide receiver position right now. So if anybody goes down or anybody needs a break at X, Z, or slot, Burks is going to come in and be the next man up. But you've got Tyler Boyd in the slot who, with 5 years with Brian Callahan, had 4,200 yards. So, I don't know, pretty damn good slot receiver over the course of his career. I'm certainly excited that he's there. DeAndre Hopkins and Calvin Ridley both had 1,000 yards last season. So, sounds good to me. In fact, I think the Titans are the only team that now have 2 receivers who had both 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns last season. So, 2 productive players. 2 very good players that do different things. Hopkins is more of your throw it up and let him go get it. Ridley is your separator, and then Boyd is your security blanket. Like the Titans now not only have 3 really good wide receivers, they've got diversity of skill set. The secondary is a lot better, and they've got Denard Wilson coaching the secondary. He's the defensive coordinator, but the secondary was his specialty throughout his career. I'm talking about them a lot. I'm sorry, but I'm probably more than likely I'm not gonna have them winning the division. I don't think so. Houston got better, and C.J. Stroud is a known commodity. Will Levis is still a question mark. And even if Will Levis is what C.J. Stroud is, there's no guarantee the Titans are winning the division because Houston's roster is probably still better, top to bottom. So even ignoring the quarterback position, wide receiver, it's pretty close. I would probably still give the slight edge to Houston. Secondary, Tennessee's got the edge, but linebacker, it's Houston. Defensive line, it's Houston. Offensive line, kind of a toss-up, but it's probably still Houston. So running back, I'll give that to Tennessee. But, It's tough. Joe Mixon stinks. I'm not moved by Joe Mixon in the slightest. I'm being 100% honest. I do not like Joe Mixon whatsoever. Especially the fact that they extended him, I thought was hilarious. But yeah, Tennessee got better. I don't know that they're going to go from worst to first, but I do think they'll be good. And I think they'll be in the mix for the playoffs come late December, early January. They'll be in the hunt at the very least.
Do you want to try and rank real quick, 1 through 8?
Yes, I think that's perfect. I think that's a good way to end this segment here.
I'll just kind of go as I go here. So I'm gonna go Bengals at 1.
Yep.
I'm gonna go. After that, it's really tough.
There's a lot of options.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cardinals at 2. It's to a point. Like some of these, I have to balance of like I just like the team versus like the path is easier. And I know Cardinals have a really tough path, but I think I like them the most next of just the team itself. So I'm gonna go Bengals at 1, Cardinals at 2. Then give me the Bears at 3. Then I'll go Panthers. I'll let the easiest path be at 4.
Yep.
And then I will go Chargers at 5 because they still have Herbert. Like they still have that level of quarterback. And at some point, I'm looking at this list and I'm like, I gotta go off of that at some point.
That's fair.
Above some of these other ones. And then I would probably go Tennessee, then Washington, then New England.
Okay. I've got Cincy at 1. I'm gonna go Arizona at 2 as well.
We're locked in there.
Yeah, pretty firmly. I think I will go Bears 3. The coaching staff is really the hang up for me here, but if everything for them goes right.
I mean, I know offensive coaching staff, there's some questions, but I think that team as a whole really started to buy into Eberflus near the end of the year, which I like, I think is a really good sign.
I don't think that's ridiculous to say. I think that's fair.
I think they have the talent to help if the coaching staff is meh offensively. It'll still cap them, obviously, but having, I don't know, I'm a culture that's being set, I think I'm going to value a little bit more.
I think I'll go Carolina at 4, honestly, as well. I think we might have the same top 4 here because, like you said, definitely the path of least resistance here for these teams. Everybody else has a much more difficult task at hand. Like, if I'm looking at these teams, honestly, if a lot of these teams were in the NFC South, you could probably hand them the crown. Not that Atlanta should be overlooked. I have a lot of faith in Atlanta this year. I think Atlanta's going to be really good. But they would have a tough road ahead of them if the Bears were in that division, or the Cardinals were in that division, or the Chargers were in that division, the Bengals. I think Tennessee would give them a run for their money, potentially. Like, that they'd certainly give them hell. Got my top 4. I'm going to put Tennessee over the Chargers because I don't see a path. I see a path for Tennessee. If Will Levis is that guy, the path is pretty easy.
I think for me, Titans, I'm worried about 2 teams. Chargers, I am just worried about 1.
But the one team is how
it's great.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like 1 injury to Chiefs. Like and I know that we don't want to go too hard into injuries, but we're talking about just what could happen. Like I'm just gonna value. I know Justin Herbert. I know that we've been talking a little down on him, but it's because of how hyped he was. I still think he's an elite quarterback.
Herbert's great.
Yeah, he's great.
I don't want to discredit Herbert.
So people just put him above a couple guys maybe they shouldn't.
Well,
we're really just talking about Gabe.
Well, no, there's definitely quite a few people.
There's definitely some Herbert fanboys. But
my concern is Greg Roman as the offensive coordinator. The run game's going to be great. He's got Gus Edwards and J.K. Now you're going to get 2 seconds of J.K. Dobbins, but you're going to have J.K. Dobbins. And then also Kamani Vidal in the 6th round might just be the best pick in the entire draft. I think that was a fantastic pick. And I think he's going to factor in there, especially because you know damn well J.K. Dobbins is not playing the whole season. So Vidal's going to get snaps. He's going to play, and he's going to look good. And he might honestly win the starting job by the end of the year. It wouldn't shock me at all. In fact, I might just take Kamani Vidal in the last round of my fantasy drafts this year and just hope and pray he gets not hope and pray JK gets hurt. Just hope and pray he gets to play.
Tread carefully, brother. What are you about to say?
Hope and pray he gets to play somehow. I'm not going to say how. I just hope he gets to play.
I usually like to draft J.K. Dobbins at the end of a draft, hoping he stays healthy.
I'm going to draft J.K.'s backup at the end of the draft and just let things play as they will. I'm just being realistic. But yeah,
J.K. went to the same person that Aaron Rodgers went to, so he's got mystical.
Yeah, you're right. Mystical healing
tendons
powers.
now.
He should be okay. But Tennessee over the Chargers, just because I think the path is more realistic. Because if Will Levis is that guy, I don't see Tennessee's major weakness. I don't see a giant hole in this team as long as Levis is that dude. Maybe free safety at this point, but it's not like the offseason's over. Where if we sign Marcus May, he has the Denard Wilson connection. He coached him with the Jets, and he had his best playing years with Denard Wilson. So who knows? But yeah, I've got Tennessee 5, Chargers 6. I think I might even put. This is tough. These two, I think, are the least likely, no matter how you slice it. I think I have more faith organizationally in New England at this point. Based on how they went about the offseason, I might just put New England above Washington.
I mean, there's not like a Giants in the NFC or the AFC East.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I think the three teams that it'd be harder for Patriots to pass the three teams.
I guess Washington probably has an easier path. Either way, I don't think I care too much about 7 or 8 here. I think Washington, you probably does a better chance than New England does, and New England just does have 3 teams you have to worry about, as well as.
And like I said, long term, I think May will be better, but year one, I mean, I think Daniels will probably be better.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So,
but I I don't feel bad about any of these 8 teams.
No.
All of them got better. It's not arguable. They all got better. It's just a matter of
supposedly
on paper, all these. I don't think anybody's got to have these teams looking. That doesn't mean they can't finish with worse records because other teams in the league got better too. Shit happens. But I feel better about all 8 of these teams now.
So I think our only differences were we're flipping 5 and 6.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah.
And even then, I get your reasoning. Like you said, only one team to worry about for the Chargers. However, that one team is the Kansas City.
It's the best team. So, it's the dynasty. But
so I don't know. I feel like if the 2021 Chargers couldn't do it, I have no idea how the 2024 Chargers are supposed to do it. But I get it.
Harbaugh magic, baby. Herbert continues to improve, maybe.
No, I'm just kidding. He'll get better, but I just don't know.
Like if he removes his signature move, he's a better quarterback. Maybe
the fourth quarter interception.
Yeah, if he just removes that, that might help.
I'm just concerned. Like the wide receiver core is one of the worst in the league, and you've got Greg Roman drawing up the plays. How great can Herbert realistically?
They've got a white boy with spirit.
They do. Trust me, Ladd McConkey is going to be their highest producing receiver. I firmly believe that. I love Ladd McConkey. I don't necessarily have faith in Greg Roman that he's learned his lesson and he now knows how to design passing concepts. I'm sorry. I'm not there.
Quentin Johnson breakout?
I'm not giving up on him, but it was bad. It was disastrous.
It's like he'll probably never be a wide receiver 1.
I think he could at least carve out a role. Let's start there. Let's start by him just getting on the field and looking like an NFL player, and then we'll go from there. I'm not giving up on him yet, but it was bad.
I'm Googling Chargers wide receiver depth chart.
They've got Josh Palmer. They've got DJ Chark. I think they signed Zay Jones as well. The Cardinals signed Zay Jones. Excuse me.
This must not be up to date.
Else, I thought. But yeah, I know they have DJ Chark. I know they have Ladd McConkey. I know they have Josh.
Okay, Chargers.com I don't think is up to date. They don't got Ladd.
Wow.
All they have is on here is Josh Palmer, Quentin Johnson, and Darius Davis.
That is not good. But they have DJ Chark in the room, and they have Ladd McConkey in the room. So there's guys. There's
Here we go. I think this one's up to date here. Still Josh Palmer, Quentin Johnson, Ladd McConkey, DJ Chark, Brendan Rice.
Yep.
Darius Davis
as well.
Oh, Sime. He was on the Cowboys. Yeah.
I didn't know he was on the Chargers.
Neither did I.
Something really like Simi. Maybe he'll pan out.
Johnson Cornelius.
Yep, Cornelius Johnson. the Michigan guy.
Yeah.
Definitely a culture fit.
Jalen Gill.
Teamer.
Leon Johnson III. Jalen Johnson.
Some people really like Brendan Rice. Some people really didn't like Brendan Rice. So we'll see. We'll see how he does. There's probably a reason he fell as far as he did.
I don't know how much training he did with his dad, but his dad said after the draft, like, all right, you're doing all your training with me now. Time to prove people wrong. So if you weren't training with your wildly considered the greatest of all time at the position you play.
Easily the greatest wide receiver ever played the game, I feel.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what you were doing, but...
Yeah, now I'm starting to question your decision making.
I don't know. I don't think he stunk, but I just, he plays kind of weird. He's
he went in the 7th round, so the expectations are
there's no expectations, really.
Yeah, they actually doesn't really have any.
The only reason he would have any to begin with is because his last name is Rice.
That's literally it.
That'd be the only reason. That's why people were like, after the 4th round and beyond, people were like, why is Brendan Rice falling? Take Brendan.
Well, I know why Rashee Rice is falling now.
Well, it's because they know who he is. That's really what it was. People were like, he's fallen so far. It's like, well, this is if his last name wasn't Rice, nobody would be like, oh, he's fallen. Not that he couldn't have gone earlier and it would have been fine. It's just let's be real here. That's the reason.
I don't know. USC. If his last name was something different, he'd probably still have a decent enough. Once he hit the 7th round, there'd probably be a decent enough people being like, "What the heck?"
Plenty of Power 5 players getting drafted around 7. The Titans took Jalen Harrell out of Michigan as an edge rusher.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, the fan base is one of the biggest fan bases. There'll be enough people being like, "What's going on?"
I suppose, but I don't know. Some fan bases hate their players. I saw some people say Ramel Keaton should have been drafted around 6. I'm like, you're stupid. You must not have watched the same Ramel Keaton the rest of us watched at Tennessee last year. He was dropping everything. I don't remember where he went. I think he went to the Raiders signed him. But I don't know. Shit happens. All right. Are we moving on from?
Yeah, I think so.
The first talk? I think. God, I'm so excited. I haven't been this excited for football season in I don't even know how long. This is gonna be a good season. This is gonna be a good fucking year.
But now, let's get deep.
Let's get real deep. Let's do it.
Starting off with an icebreaker that I think you'll enjoy.
I think so.
What is a song that makes you happy?
I got a lot of these. I'm gonna go with Starman by David Bowie. And surprise, surprise, I'm thinking a David Bowie song. I don't know. I vividly remember the first time I heard this song and just how ethereal of an experience it was. And I still feel that every time I put it on. And it's one of his most popular songs. I get it, but there's a reason. It's
only you would say that as a negative.
Well, okay. Look, I've got this air of pretentiousness I gotta maintain. Okay, I'm not like you.
Contrarian personality.
My favorite David Bowie song should be some unreleased demo from 67. All right, it should not be his second most streamed.
Where you can hear the faint whispers of a male lover of his.
Oh, that's without question. Yes, sir. It's probably me. It's probably me in a past life. All right, if we're being real.
David, come back to bed.
So it's such a lovely song, man. I don't know. I love it. You should go to listen if you haven't at any point in time. You should listen to it. Starman. Fantastic.
Probably have not listened to it.
11 out of 10 song. I was listening to it yesterday on the way home from work, I'm pretty sure. What's a song that makes you happy?
See, this is tough. I feel like anytime I'm really strongly relating an emotion to a song, it's more sad than happy.
Yeah.
So it's here's the songs I listen to when I'm sad. But what is something I listen to trying to be happy? Recently, Turn Up is almost the closest thing I could really think of. And recently, I've just been listening to this really short dude call out another man for being a pedophile on repeat.
Yes, sir.
They not, or actually the they isn't in the
us.
title, but Not Like Us.
Yeah. Not Like Us is definitely a song that induces very positive emotions in me. Same with Euphoria and
Meet the Grams.
16 in LA. Yep. All the above.
I think that's all I could probably really think of right now. maybe like a throwback song. Maybe I would throw on like a Chill Bill from like Industry Remembering just being
that's a
in the youth.
one. That's a banger.
Because that's just got like the chill fits perfectly. It is such such a cruising. You're enjoying the weather type shit.
2016. You know, everybody's nostalgic for 2016, so that'd be good.
I am nostalgic for some entertainment things from 2016, but 2016 itself,
no, thank
like
you.
just how my life, I'm good off that.
People do
that was like
thing.
8th grade.
It was. People do this every few years or so, where they're like, man, we got to go back to like. People are nostalgic for the early 2010s right now. Respectfully, we can leave that where it was. Like, I'm good personally. Like 2014 is another big one. Like, I'm good actually. Like
2016 had the double XL freshman cipher.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that one went hard. But
I still return to it every now and then. I have a really liked comment on that one.
Nice.
I forgot what it was. I think it was just something simple like 4 years later, the comment section's still popping. It has like a couple thousand likes.
Another one for me. It's a song I've cried to several times. It's a song I listen to when I'm sad, and it does make me feel a lot better. It's called "Last Hope" by Paramore. I've actually heard this song live, and that was an incredible experience itself. And it's just a song about
jacking off in the general admissions area.
It's just a song about not giving up. It's really sweet. It's really wonderful. There's a live performance of this song from I think when this album first came out that I really like. You hear dirt behind you? What's going on?
No, I have a book specifically about or the concept of giving up.
Okay.
Oh, on giving up. I've only read a little bit. I only read like the first chapter so far. But just because you brought it up, it just made me think about it.
Yeah, really pretty song. It's one of my favorites ever. It's something that, just always makes me feel better. So it's a good one. It elicits positive emotion. We spent a lot of time once again on the icebreaker. I feel like we're not going to spend that nearly as much time on
deep.
The other two.
Well, because it's like the icebreaker is like kind of fun and can go different ways. The deep is just like, I appreciate my mother the most, and it's kind of like that's
this
it.
This is where I watched my parents die, Raphael. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
All right. Was there ever a time? Okay, this is why we don't take long on these ones. Because it's just like, everyone's experienced this.
Yeah.
Was there ever a time when you liked someone and they didn't like you back?
No, that's never happened to me, actually.
No,
every bad bitch I wanted, I pulled. Yeah, I've been drowning. No, of course I've been there. And,
every woman I've liked.
Yeah. And it stinks. Happened to me a lot in middle school. Happened to me... actually, did that happen to me in high school? Once. There were a lot of people that liked me back, and I was just oblivious to it in high school. That was pretty fun. I think 1.5 in high school that didn't like me back.
She was mixed. Half of her really liked me.
Well, I don't know. No, that is honestly kind of how it was. Like, she flat out. I guess the answer ultimately was no if she wasn't sure. Like, because if somebody is not really sure how they feel about you, the answer is no, and you need to go find somebody
to the level that you like them.
Yeah, the answer is no. You need to go find somebody that wants you the way you want them. But like, there was something, but it wasn't like she just. I don't think she ultimately felt that way, and like, oh well, whatever. Like, shit happens. Like, you just take the L and you move on, and you get back up, and you have more success elsewhere. But
I get back up once a year just to experience the same thing.
God,
I think I've met my quota for the year.
Send me another Latina.
Did I send that to the group chat?
You did. You sent that to the group chat. Yeah, and I was like, that's appropriate because that's just you. That's you. That's all right. I've done my healing, Lord. Send me.
I just live in San Antonio. It's
You don't really have many options. Yeah, but you do still like them. Like,
I do.
We've discussed it before. Like, you definitely.
I don't think it's the case, but I'm just worried about being accused of like fetishizing.
Right, I understand. If
Which
it's literally
honest
all
to God,
around you, it's not like
that. I blame Disney because I'm like, who are my crushes growing up? It's like, Selena Gomez, the mom from that show. There's some other characters that were Disney that were Latino. All right, I didn't realize Vanessa Hudgens wasn't, but that's how I perceived her when I was watching High School Musical.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know, like my current relationship, like she's the first person I think I've ever been with that doesn't have like some color. You know what I mean? Like shit just
Hmm.
happens. Like I didn't do that on purpose. It's not like I was
Yeah.
just avoiding white women.
Yeah.
Shit
It's like,
just
oh
happens.
yeah, I mean, I've been with or like
Yeah,
been on dates with or done things with
right.
non-Latinas, but I do typically.
That is generally what
I
you
think
what
I
you're
think I can go as far as
with.
say
Yeah,
pretty overwhelmingly that's
yeah,
more. Anyways,
yeah. Deeper. Let's penetrate even
deeper.
further.
What is something that you don't think should ever be joked about? Ever is strong.
It's really hard to put like a firm boundary on this. Um,
Because I think there's like a time limit for everything.
and there's like
September
certain
12th, 2001, there are probably people like, this cannot be something that ever gets made fun of. This is so
September 12th,
serious.
2001. I would have been at the club. I would have been at the club. I
Like,
would have
people
been at
weren't
the
making
club
jokes
on
about what happened the day before, and they were probably
yeah,
thinking, can't ever.
yeah.
But
But
now it's like the
now we've got
funniest thing.
the New York and Dublin portal. You've got somebody with his phone pulling up the 9/11
I mean, I'm following an Instagram account that's like new angle every day,
footage.
or whatever it's titled.
That's
I'm waiting
fucking
for the pilot
incredible.
angle to drop.
Oh my god, I can't wait. One of these days we're getting a pilot angle. It'll be a long time, but one of these days we'll get a pilot angle. But yeah, I want to say there's probably something like generally speaking, I am pretty like I don't know. It probably takes a certain kind of person to find sexual assault jokes funny. Like generally, I'm pretty like okay. Did you need to say that? Did you have
Hmm.
like if there was something that I was gonna say that shouldn't be joked about? Like I don't know, rape would probably be the one topic because it's
That's a
like
good one.
I can find humor in murder. There's plenty of ways to make. They told like 40 Aaron Hernandez jokes in the roast of Tom Brady, and at least
Yeah.
10 of them were funny. All right, like shit happens. Some of them were just like there was like no punchline at all. It was like I don't know, but some of them weren't great. But generally speaking, you can make a lot of shit funny. You can make murder funny. I don't know how the hell you make rape funny. Like
Yeah. I can't think of any jokes I've heard off the top of my head.
yeah,
But
like
I don't know. At the same time, with some talented comedians, it's like, but it's always it's if they were to, it wouldn't. I feel like it wouldn't really even be specifically about that incident. I don't know how it
right.
would work, but it would be submersed. Like you would think it's going one way, it
Right,
winds up another way.
you would have to like it would have to be like a misdirection of some kind, like a
Yeah,
I don't know what it would take, but like regardless, like if it was something that were all in all the punchline was going to be sexual assault, I would
yeah.
even if it was like funny, it would be like half a second and I'm like, oh wait a minute, no,
I
I don't like that actually.
I feel like
I'm
the
not too fond of
punchline
that
would
at
be
all.
like about sexual assault, but the punchline wouldn't be sexual
Sexual
assault.
assault itself, it would have to like dance around it somehow. But even then, you're not explicitly making a joke about the topic. You're finding
Yeah,
a workaround. So it's like I don't know that I'm not gonna say should never be done because like that's I can't fucking tell you what to do. But like
yeah.
as far as like, am I gonna laugh? No, I'm not gonna laugh. I'm not gonna find that shit funny. I think it's tasteless to be quite honest. But
Yeah. I think
that'd
in
be
the
like the
moment
one.
I'd like to think I could be aware enough that like, oh, they're trying to joke. I'd probably just give like a, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, no, no, no,
I'll
no.
believe that I'll just choose to believe you don't have malice in your heart and just
Yeah,
try a different one, buddy.
it's
That's a
hard to
good one, yeah.
assume. It's hard to assume bad intent with jokes, but also it's like, well, what exactly is your intent if this is the subject you're choosing to joke about? But yeah,
Yeah, that's probably a good one.
I'm not gonna pretend like middle school me never made one of them.
Oh, dude.
But
There's so many
like,
things middle
do I
school,
look
even
do
some high school me.
yeah?
It's like I just
Do
wouldn't
I look
laugh
back
at
on
that.
that fondly at all? Not in the slightest. No. Yeah, like I don't
Yeah.
find that shit funny. I think it was tasteless at the time. Like I still feel the way. And like I had people who would tell me at the time, like, hey man, you really shouldn't say that. And then like when I'd think about it, I'd be like, oh yeah, no, you're probably right. And I don't anymore. And it's been a very long time since I have. And like that would be the one thing where I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good actually. I don't want to that'd be the one off limits topic for me. Anything else though I feel is fair game. Especially if you're funny. Like
Yeah.
joke
Well,
about
that's always the
whatever.
thing.
Yeah.
Is like, are you actually able to deliver it humorously?
Yeah. Can you make if you can make this work, it's on limits. You can do it. That's generally my approach to comedy is like, yeah, if you can make this funny, figure it out. I'm not gonna tell you what to do.
Yeah, so I think we're good there. It's time for the wavelength.
Oh, hell yeah. Now, I think this one, host guesses first on this one? Is how we did it?
Yes, because
Yes.
top 3 guest goes first.
Okay.
So you guess first. So you close your eyes.
My eyes are closed.
Let me think of a number. Alright, I showed the number. You can open your eyes.
Hello?
And now you can start firing away at some questions.
NFL team logos.
Let me take a quick gander here. One kind of popped out to my head immediately, but let me just double check here.
So this is either really good or really bad, I'm guessing, just off rip.
I don't know, dude. I think it could be anything.
I don't know that a mediocre logo would pop to you, right? Like, that's a 5 right there. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
See, I feel like that shit goes hard. Me personally. I think having a little dude on my helmet, very intimidating looking dude, I think that goes hard. So, probably somewhere in the 8 to 9 territory right now. Maybe even a 10 if you really like it that much. I don't think it's gonna be 10, but yeah, definitely between 7 to 10 right now. I don't think it's lower than that. Fast food burgers.
Damn, what's a... You know, I haven't been tapping into fast food that much, so I'm real removed from...
You could just do fast food chains instead of.
You know what? I'm gonna get specific here.
Okay.
The junior Baconator from Wendy's when you order the 4 for $4.
Okay. I'm a big Baconator guy myself. Very pro Baconator. So, I'm still kind of feeling mostly the same range.
Okay.
With it being a junior Baconator, maybe it's not quite as high as I was thinking. Maybe we are encroaching upon 8 kind of territory here. But it is still a Baconator nonetheless, and it should be respected as such. I'm very pro Baconator. I think it's fantastic. Let's see. I don't want to just keep recycling the same ones we use every week. You know, I don't want to have to bust out the NFL wide receivers every time I get stumped because that's such a cheat. Generation 5 Pokemon.
I know those off the top of my head for sure.
I do actually know those. That's my favorite gen, but I understand.
Gen 4 coming soon for my channel. Okay. But the funny thing is, I don't know. I really don't know where you stand on these things specifically, and you have no idea where I stand.
No, I don't, but I love Gen 5, so for the most part, I love them all. Except there's one in particular I despise. It's my least favorite ever. But beyond that, I'm pretty much everything. It's so weird. It's such a fun little dichotomy. Every single Pokemon from Gen 5, I absolutely adore, and I have some kind of attachment to, except for one. I fucking hate it, and I will reveal it at the end of all this.
Okay. I'm going to go with Samurott.
See, I know you like Samurott.
Have we talked about this? How do you know that? You just know me.
We've discussed Gen 5 starters a billion times.
We've discussed starters plenty.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Starters in general. Samurott, once again, leads me to believe this is probably an 8. Samurott's got a great design. I prefer Hisuian Samurott, but who doesn't? In all fairness, but Samurott goes hard. I like me some Samurott. I'm gonna say 8. I'm still sticking with it. I've got 2 more guesses.
That's correct.
Give me Red Rangers. I It's not gonna help me at all.
What are you doing, dude?
I don't know, man.
Fuck.
None of this matters because I'm gonna bust out NFL wide receivers for the 5th question. It's gonna be a dead giveaway.
Is it?
No, it is because the first time I asked it, you undersold Jalen Waddle, and I still knew what your number was, even though I knew you were underselling Jalen. Like, it's a guaranteed hit every single time. It just is. I'm sorry. Like, I just know intrinsically. Like, I know. You taking as long as you did to find a 7 out of 10 wide receiver, let me know it was going to be a 7 out of 10 wide receiver. Or let me know that your number was 7 because you took forever and then named an 8 out of 10 wide receiver. And I'm like, this guy doesn't know Christian Kirk exists. So.
I'm gonna go with Jack from SPD.
Which one's SPD again?
It is Futuristic Police.
Okay. Oh, you're giving me fucking Deep State? Now this thing's garbage.
No, does it help that this man is directly from off the streets?
Okay, maybe a little bit, but I don't know.
He was butting heads with said police force, and then the commander was like, "Fucking lead this team."
Well, hopefully he's making changes from within. But okay, I don't see. This doesn't help me at all. I'm gonna say 8.
I don't know why you asked.
I don't know, man. I needed something. I don't want to use NFL wide receivers every single time because it's such an easy fucking like. Yep, I know it.
Let me show you a picture of him.
I'm gonna say breakfast foods for the last one. Final one. Breakfast foods.
Okay, but let me show you a picture.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get a vibe.
Excuse me.
Let's see if it'll focus. It's not doing him too much justice, but here he is.
He looks like he's got aura. Like, I feel like I'd fuck with him.
Maybe this.
I would definitely have a beer with him. For sure. I'd have a beer with him.
Okay. Breakfast foods.
Breakfast foods.
What are you sitting at right now?
I'm not telling you what I'm sitting at.
Bill, you've been doing it this whole time. Are you still sitting around at 8?
I don't know. Maybe I've changed my mind. Maybe I'm at 6.
I'm going to go with bacon, crispy, but not perfectly crispy.
Okay, so it's not. You're just telling me it's not a 10.
I didn't say that.
If it's not perfectly crispy, it ain't no damn 10. God, I'm kind of thinking 9. What else? You said Vikings. I think I remember you having Jack really high on your Red Rangers list. I know we did that once. I think I remember you ranking Jack pretty high.
I think my second most viewed video ever is me ranking Red Rangers.
I know. I remember. Obviously, Vikings logo is badass.
Yes, my second most viewed video.
What were my other questions?
Okay, the things were
Junior Baconator.
Junior Baconator from when you order a 4 for 4. That, Jack, not quite perfectly crispy bacon.
Yes.
Samurott.
Samurott and Vikings.
Oh,
fuck. I don't know if it's 8 or 9. I'm cooked. I got a coin flip here. Oh,
just look at me and we'll lock in.
Is it 9? Final answer, is it 9?
It is 9.
All right, let's do it. See, I'm locked in.
I think that bacon answer was like...
That bacon answer really did, because like I know it's not a 10, but the fact that you're emphasizing specific... Because if you just said bacon, I might have stuck at 8. But the fact that you specifically emphasize very crispy but not perfect, I'm like, what you trying to say? So, the bacon, yeah, you did help me out there with the bacon. But yeah, okay, 9, we're good, we got it.
And I didn't know where you stood on the Baconator.
I love the Baconator. Very pro.
What is just a regular Baconator for you? What would that have been?
In terms of like fast food burgers, it's a 9 only because I don't feel very good after I finish it.
Damn, so I could have just said it straight up. because I didn't know where you stood, so I was including. Hey, you're saying this is a cheap meal here with the 4 for $4.
Yeah,
trying to bring it up.
But no, the Baconator. Like the only reason it's not a 10 is because I feel like shit when I eat one. However, pretzel Baconator 10. Don't even talk to me. I had it once.
I love when Wendy's was like, "Hey, let's do pretzel buns." I was like, "Your guys are cooking." What the fuck?
Every time somebody, it's a guaranteed hit. I don't know why more restaurants don't do it. Everybody loves them. It's a unanimous, like, I've never met anybody that's like, I don't really care for the pretzel bun that much. Everybody fucking loves it. Keep doing it. Stop not doing it. Just do it. Yeah. Okay, good deal. I'm gonna think of my number.
Yeah. Thinking of 5 questions is the hardest fucking part.
It is. Especially because you don't want to recycle the same questions you use every week. Like, it's hard to find new and creative ones that are also easy for them to answer and easy for you to understand.
Like off rip, because we don't really plan these beforehand.
Go ahead and shut your eyeballs. I got my number. All right, the audience has seen my number. Yep. We're locked in. And with your best shot.
Give me a letter of the alphabet.
Ooh, that's a fun one. I'm going to go with the letter V.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the letter V.
I'm going to guess lower half. I'm going to guess anywhere from 1 to 5. It's a tough question to really...
Right. It's hard to feel like how does somebody feel?
I think it's a good first question.
I think so too.
But if you're trying to like
gauge, you know.
Yeah, if you're trying to like find the very like really narrow it down at the very end, can't do it. Do you watch my videos?
Some of them.
Some of them.
If you were gonna ask me to like, Brayden McClellan video.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about it. Yeah, all right.
No, probably. I probably wouldn't have the facilities for that one. I'm sorry. I do gotta watch more of your videos. I gotta be a better fan. I gotta put that shit on when I'm at work. I'll be forgetting. I got the whole back catalog in front of me. I gotta put that shit on.
Give me mode of transportation.
That's a good one. Let's go with the bus.
Okay. Bus. That's a tough one. I'm gonna generally take that lower, but like in school, bus rides, sometimes they cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes they fucking suck.
I have some fond and some awful memories from the buses.
Yeah, the wild variants. Me and Eastside just chilling posted up next to each other.
Mm-hmm. Shout out Eastside for real.
I'm trying to think what a low one would have been for mode of transportation, but I don't think bus is like 1 or 2. So I'm gonna go between 3 and 5.
Okay.
Give me a fantasy football option, like player-wise, this upcoming season.
Elaborate on that a little bit.
Like Christian McCaffrey would be a 10.
Okay.
A backup who's not going to play is going to be a 0.
Okay.
A guy that you could maybe play in a pinch for flexes would be anywhere from like 3 to 5.
Yeah. I'm going to also take that as like if there is a guy who was like... Actually, we hold that thought. I'll explain my thought process after the fact. Oh, I never told you which a Pokemon I hated. It's Watchog. It's Watchdog. Fucking hate Watchdog. That extends to Patrat too. Can't stand those fucking little shits. Yeah, it was Watchdog. Anywho, I'm not gonna tell you what my thought process is here. I'm just gonna go with it and hope you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Okay.
Let me check something real quick.
Well, we have breaking news.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Robert Griffin III has been fired from Monday Night Football coverage team. He will now be replaced by Jason Kelsey.
I'm happy to hear Jason Kelsey's. Did they say why RG3 got fired?
No.
That's interesting.
Like, I just got this information.
Okay. I need to see what this is looking like. Fuck, this is tough.
Should I just do a different question?
No. No, I like this a lot. I'm trying to think of... Okay. Hang on, I'm almost done here. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, I've got my answer, and I'll explain it after you've given your guess.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with... Oh, fuck. This is...
Just go with it.
Alright. Puka Nakua.
Whoa.
Well, hang on. There is
I
an
think your
elaboration.
reasoning is going to be he's going to get drafted maybe too high now, and maybe that's where this is coming from. Because there's no way...
He went 7th overall in the mock draft I just looked at. 7th.
Okay. V. Bus. Puka.
Puka Nakua.
I think I'm going to just... Overdrafted is why he's going to be super low here. I'm going to...
It was a weird spot for me.
I'm going 4 or 5.
Okay.
Right now. That's where I'm at. 4 or 5.
All
right. Give me a sporting event. Anything sports related.
Baseball.
Damn, this is okay. So this could be. I'm feeling 3. I'm feeling 3 now.
Baseball game.
Okay. All right. Now I'm at like 3.
Do I want you to take me out to the ball game, Brayden?
No, you don't.
Are you sure?
I'm positive that you don't.
I feel like you. I might
you especially don't want me taking you, because then we're both just going. This is fucking boring.
This fucking sucks.
Like
right.
Gabe could maybe make it better because he likes it, so maybe you could feed off that energy. But if I took you,
yeah, like there's probably a few people I could go to a baseball game with. You are not one of them, and I'm not one of them for you. Like we'd be miserable.
No, we're both the negative side. We need the positive.
Yeah, we're both pretty anti-baseball. Anywho,
well, we might just start chugging back some beers and just shitting on everything.
Then I'd be bitching about the beer prices. Like, why is it $12 for a fucking cup full of beer? It's probably way more than that too. It's got to be like 15, 20. It's not no damn $12.
I don't know. Maybe it depends on where you go.
Some venues are great. Some venues are fantastic. Some venues are awful.
Body part.
It's an interesting one. I'm gonna go. Fuck. You know, I
go off the vibe of it.
I never realized until just now how much I appreciate all 5 of the fingers. I'm being honest with you. Like, opposable thumbs are clutch as fuck. 10 out of 10 finger.
Very.
Pointer finger. If I want to be like, it was him! I gotta use this one. I could do this.
We know.
With this finger.
We knew where you were going.
I can get married with this one.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like this one, you know, it's like the all-purpose, like whatever else you need, it's got it. You know? So, yeah, this is the one in the stink. um, sorry. Anywho, yeah. Damn. Yeah. Shout out the fingers for real. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with that muscle that hurts when you yawn too wide. You know what I mean?
What are we doing here?
What
is this fucking number?
There's a muscle right here. It like I think it gets like knocked out of place when you yawn too big and it like tilts or whatever. I don't know. It fucking hurts like a bitch. But it's this muscle.
Because now that's like only negative.
Look, I'll elaborate more on the puka thing when we're done. All right, just
Yo.
Well, it's not only negative. I'm sure it serves a purpose somehow. It just hurts when you yawn. That's all I'm saying.
Fuck, like, is the bus a 1 for you?
It's no. This muscle serves a purpose, right? It serves a function.
Okay.
Vast majority.
You know
of the
what?
time, it's
I was
doing
on 3. I'm just gonna stay with 3. 3. Final answer.
All right. Well, you have
If
one
you
more
say
question
2.
to ask. I'm pretty sure.
I do.
Bus, puka,
Bus,
V, muscle with the yawn. What was the 5th?
I thought I asked 5.
My headphone batteries are low, so let's just pretend you asked 5. You're correct. It's 3.
No,
3
sweet.
Okay, so puka, like there was none that stuck out to me, like obviously as like a 3, like as a really like bad looking fantasy pick. But also, you know, I wanted, like, for time's sake, I didn't want to keep looking at it forever. And the further I was going down the board, like, I wasn't seeing, like, anybody was getting ridiculously overdrafted in this mock draft I looked at. But I don't know what the consensus board is looking like right now. But Puka Nacua 7th overall is a little rich for me. I don't think he's going to produce like he did last season. But he's not a 3 out of 10.
Do we need to rapid fire top 3s and?
Let's do it.
Okay. Top 3 of the week. Things about each other.
3 things I love about you. Now, you're here. You're the guest. You go first. In fact, do you want to just do your 3? I do my 3 for the sake of time.
Okay, rapid fire. Real rapid fire. I've got like 2 pretty locked. And like there's more than 2 things, obviously, but like in terms of articulating them.
Let's do
it. Your ass.
Yes, that's fair. That's absolutely fair.
You make time for me by doing this, you know?
Yeah.
And I think you communicate pretty well. Very well.
I do my best.
Which I think is very important.
Department, I don't think, but I do my best.
No, but I think in terms of working through how we're going to navigate things, like in terms of this pod or just talking to each other and expressing how we feel, I think you do a great job.
Communication is very important to me in all my relationships. I do try really hard at that. But, I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
So those are the 3.
All right. Number 1 for me. You're a very handsome young man. I say it every week. I say it. It's the first thing I say every time I'm joined by this handsome young man. You're a very handsome man. Number 2, you're a very funny man. You're
I
quite
appreciate
humorous.
that.
I enjoy shooting the breeze with you. You're a pleasure to talk to. But most importantly of all, man, your character. You're honest. You're very loyal. You're good. You got a good kind heart and soul in there in you, and you're good people, man.
Oh. This is the best top 3 we've done so far.
I was good, man. I was so excited for this one. I couldn't. I came up with these 3 like on the spot as soon as you suggested this. I'm like, oh, fucking easy. Like, I can name a bajillion things I love about Brayden. 3 is no problem.
Yeah.
Narrowing it down is the hard part. But
yeah, I mean, you could I throw in some other stuff. I mean, I easily could have done other stuff.
We'll do plenty of other stuff.
I'd be amiss if I didn't mention your derriere.
Yeah, fair enough. That needed to be up there. I understand. Well, then I'm gonna honorable mention to your stunning physique.
I was gonna honorable mention your passion in the things you're interested in and you care about.
So that's a really good one too, man. I appreciate that. What we've been on. I'm gonna rapid fire this one real quick.
All right.
My girlfriend and I finished season 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm loving it. Can't wait till she comes over again so I can start watching season 3. Also, next time she comes over, I'm going to show her Soul Eater. I'll start showing her Soul Eater, one of my favorite anime of all time. Fantastic. Speaking of anime, I started watching Attack on Titan. I'm already on season 3. I'm already halfway through season 3. I am rapid firing this show. It is fantastic. I am hooked. It's what I'm going to do as soon as we hang up the call. I'm going to go watch Attack on Titan. It was what I was doing before we got here. It's what I'm going to do when we leave. And then I'm going to cook dinner. And then while I'm eating, I'm going to be watching Attack on Titan again. And then music. I listened to an album today. It's my favorite album of the year so far. It's, I think the band is called Knocked Loose. Let me double check that. I'm fairly certain, anyways. Yes, Knocked Loose. And the album is called You Won't Go Before You're Supposed to. And it's a metalcore album. It was less than half an hour long. It's got Poppy on it. Poppy's featured on this album, and it's the best music she's made in I don't even know how long. Probably might even be the best song that her name is attached to of all time. It's called Suffocate. I had it on repeat on my way home, and this album fucks. It is incredible. It is energetic. It is so much fun. It is awesome. I love it. Big fan. The floor is yours, sir.
All right. I've also been on an anime. As people know, huge Power Ranger fan. We are now 5 episodes into a brand new anime that is been described as the Power Rangers meets the boys in Go Go Loser Ranger. Oh, 5 episodes are out. I've seen all 5. I'm really enjoying it. I got my first ever manga because of it.
Hello.
This is what the red Dragon Keeper, as they're called in this, looks like. But yeah, it's been pretty good, really good, enjoying it. It's not as predictable as I kind of thought it'd be. There's always times where I'm like, I think it's going to go this way, and I'm like, it doesn't do like a hard 180 of what you expect. It's just like, oh, okay, what are we doing right now? The amount of times I've out loud gone, what the fuck is happening? And it's not like overly shocking things, but it's just like, sometimes I'm just genuinely confused because I'm like, I'm like, what is happening? So sometimes because it's really fast paced. So sometimes I'm lost for a second, but it's been really good. I've started playing Captain America Super Soldier on stream.
Fuck yeah.
Gonna make Weevault on it. That game has kind of been annoying me. I can't even lie.
Like half the Weevaults you've done are games that you don't even really enjoy playing all the time. Like a lot of them, you're just like, God, this game's a fucking chore to get through. Or yeah, this shit was kind of annoying. Like, it's a lot of the Weevaults.
May or may not be true. That may or may not be true.
It's about a 50-50 hit rate.
Yeah, that's probably about right. And I think that's it.
That might be it. Well, in the essence of time, motherfucker still got to clean his kitchen, unfortunately. So that's where my head is at. However, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to spend your time with us. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Hope you get some good sleep tonight. I wish nothing but good tidings upon you. And that about does it for us today. Next week, the video will be on Brayden's channel. So if you'd like to look at this handsome face over here once more, you can do that next week. His channel's in the description, as always. So go check that shit out. And hopefully we'll be back next week, assuming there's no scheduling conflicts. Well, you should be here. So take care. Have a great rest of your day, and peace.